Hi guys, welcome back to another weekly craft vlog. How are you all doing? I hope you're keeping well. I'd just like to say thank you to each and every one of you who has been watching my vlogs so far, leaving comments, giving me support, thumbs up, and for those of you that have subscribed as well, thank you so much. So if you're new, hello, I am Marcea and I live in the southwest of Scotland, and I'm just like sharing my crafty journey, my knitting journey particularly. I've got back into knitting after years and years and years. So yeah, I'm just loving the whole thing. I have got a playlist if you want to go back and check my other videos and things, but I'd love you to subscribe if you're new here. You can find me over on Instagram. Here's a little QR code. I am Handmade by Marcea over there. I've just recently changed my name. I did have myself down as like Made by Marwa, but if you like Googled that and tried to find it, there was like, I think it's like an Indian dish or something called Marwa, and I kept picking up with that. So yeah, I've just changed it to my own name. So it's Handmade by Marcea. I've got my Instagram. I have got a Ravelry, which I'm just Lady Mawa at Ravelry. This is how you can find me there. Everything's linked down below. And I've kind of like resurrected my TikTok, trying over there as well. And I'm Handmade by Marcea on TikTok, and here's the QR for that. So go give me a follow in all those places. It means so much to me. I'm trying to, as I say, post a few things in TikTok, just like little snippets as how I'm getting on and things as I go. So, and it's been a great resource over there as well. I'm really enjoying just like flicking through. If there's something I'm not sure about, I want to check, is so good. So this week I'm going to be working on a few different projects, and I have got a planned cast on as well, unexpectedly. More about that later. But carrying on, so whips carried forward from last week, we have got my Sophie sweater, not Sophie sweater, why do I say that? Cloud sweater by PetiteKnit. So this is where we're up to. It's just the back bit. I think what I'm going to do, actually, why don't I pop on a little stitch marker so we can track the progress through the week and see how much I've actually done. That'll be good. So this little stitch marker, first of all, the white one, that's just when I've gone from, I finished my German short rows there and just started adding length to the back yoke. But if we put on, let's put on a nice red one, and this is going to be my starting point for the week. So let me just hook it on here, and then you can be my witness and we can see how much I managed to get done this week. I am trying to work on a few different things, but it'd be interesting just to see. I'm honestly enjoying knitting this so much. The yarn is knitting up beautiful, and it's just gorgeous. I know my tension's probably not great, but I am still a newbie knitter really, but I'm just loving it. It's so fluffy. Look at that. It's fuzzy. It's like my legs. So yeah, we're going to be working on this. The yarn I'm using, everything's going to be linked in the description box down below, but I have got Drops Air. I think it's in Pink Sand, and I've paired that with a Drops Kid Silk. Look at that for a perfect colour match. I can't remember what this shade was called, but I'll link everything. Let me get the labels. Oops, sorry, I've got you sat on my chair with a little tiny tripod because I broke my tripod last week, but I've ordered a couple of new tripods from Amazon, which I'll link down below as well when they come. And one of them is just like my traditional like magnetic tripod, which is a bit bigger than this thing. This is more like a desktop thing, which is why I've got it sat on my chair. But the other one I've ordered goes around my neck and will be able to film, like I can film downwards, so it's a bit more like a point of view. So hopefully it'll give a better experience, so you can actually see what I'm doing. And a few people have asked, actually, someone's just commented if I can show like the different needles that I use when I'm making a sock. So yes, I will, because I'm going to be doing a sock cast on this week. I'll chat about it in a minute. So I'll show you what I use, because I use a combination of short circulars, magic loop and DPNs all to create one sock. So I think they want to know what I used and when. So I will include that in this video. I'll try and finish one sock if I can this week, so I can show the whole process. But if not, it'll be between this week's and next week's. But I might also do this on TikTok. So if you follow me there, I can create a little TikTok thing on that. And I'll maybe try and create a short here. Oh, I don't know, it's getting confusing. But yeah, I will definitely show you how I do that. So yeah, this is the Drops Air. And there's my shade details. And then the Drops Kid Silk is this. There's the shade. And the yarn information for the mohair for the Drops Kid Silk. And the yarn information for the Drops Air. Okay, so hopefully that's useful for you. So yeah, I'm going to be working on my cloud sweater. It'd be nice if I can try and get the length done on the back and then start to do some shoulder shaping. And then I think you then pick up for the front, then do that down, then connect, and then start working in the round. So very exciting. And then it's just like all like knit stitches. It'd be great. I need to finish this sock. So it's sock number 1. I haven't really worked on this much because I just wanted to finish my Fairy Maiden socks last week, which I did do. So yeah, I will need to finish this one sock, definitely. Then I'm going to cast on a new sock because a lovely friend called Ali, I think she lives on Arran. I'm going to say, oh God, Ali, am I right? You do live on Arran. You do. The Isle of Arran. And we've been friends, like online friends for years and years and years. Another friend from card making days gone by when we were all big bloggers and worked on lots of design teams and things together. So yeah, I kind of known Ali for a long time. Anyway, she tagged me on Facebook because Stylecraft have got an event on for October, for Socktober. And so they've got a cast on and a pattern and everything for, I think we've got to cast on September the 30th, ready for Socktober. So I'll do a little screenshot of their Facebook post here. So if you want to go do that, do go along. And I think it's to use the head over heels yarn. Well, actually, I have definitely got some of that. I remember I ordered some. So we'll go upstairs in a minute, have a look at the yarn I've got. And I'm just going to have a quick look at the pattern. I think there's a knitting pattern. It can be you can do a crocheted sock as well. So you can do a knitted sock, a crocheted sock. And then I think it says, oh, you can go on and choose any of the sock patterns. So, and I think I had a look at the sock pattern, and I think as well, they've got children's sizes as well. And other ones too. So I'm going to knit myself a pair of socks. But next time my grandson's here, actually, I think they've had it in ages, I might knit him some socks. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. But anyway, yeah, we've got that. So I'll be working on my cloud sweater, this, and my plan is to cast on my Socktober sock. I was hoping to have started my 52 weeks of socks book as well in Socktober. So we may even select a sock for that and just do a cast on, but not actually do it. I don't know. So many socks, I just want to knit all the things, but I really want to focus on my sweater, finishing these off, and my Socktober challenge sock. Oh, there's too much stuff. I need to work on my crocheted blanket as well around the bases. I'll pull that out and show you it in case you're new here in a little bit. It has been over 10 years since I started it, and I haven't done any work on it, so I need to start that side, and I probably need to also start with cross stitch. Oh my goodness, loads of stuff. But just like bits of progress along everything is all that we're looking for. Anyway, let's go up in the loft and select some yarn for this thing. In fact, I'll print the pattern off, then we can have a look at the pattern. It's a free pattern, and then I'll select my yarn. Okay, let's go. But yeah, welcome. I won't always look this dodgy. I'm just having like a clean face day. Morning, it's Tuesday, so I thought I'd give you a quick update on how my sweater's coming on and my socks. So I haven't done that much knitting yesterday. I was busy, but I got a bit of progress because I'm really pleased now. I actually put the stitch marker on for my sweater so I can sort of see how much I do this week. So where are we? At the start of yesterday's video, I placed a little red marker, so I've done a few more rows on the back of my sweater, so that's coming on nicely. It's just I can't get over how fluffy this is. I hope it's not going to be irritating. I don't think it will, but it's like so fluffy. So yeah, that's coming on fine, but I think I need to do, was it 10.5 inches it said, working straight before I then start picking up. So I've still got quite a bit to go. Let me just get my tape measure out. I'm currently at 6 inches, and so I've got to go down to here, so I've got quite a bit more knitting to go, so that's okay. I was like worried that I'd just keep on knitting and then like I've done too much, so I'm just sort of thinking, right, that's okay, I can keep an eye on it. So I know really if I can kind of like, if I do double from like the red point down to the end, and then I will check then. So that was kind of like what I did, because I think I did a little measure, and that was, yeah, because from the red marker down to the end, it's just about 4.5, 5 inches. So if I just, as a rough guide whilst I'm knitting, just double it up, and then I can then start checking a little bit more closely as I get there. So yeah, that's coming on really nicely. I'm enjoying knitting this so much. It's just, even though it's just stockinette, I'm just really enjoying the actual knitting of it. I think just because it's something different for me to do. It's like my first sweater, so I'm excited for that. And then I thought, right, don't focus just on that, pick up the socks. So I've actually made, it only took a few more rounds of the foot, and I'm now on my toe decreases. So I have actually switched to magic loop, and as I was saying, someone had asked if I could show the different stages of what needles I use for each bit. So as I cast on my next sock for this, I'm going to film a separate little video of like the short circular for the cuff, the DPNs for the heel, and then the magic loop for the toes. But yeah, it's coming on, so now my toe decreases, so we're getting there. Again, this is just, it's a really nice, I think this is a nice sort of real like novice sock to do. It's not difficult, and it has got this different heeling which I haven't done before, so that's coming on nicely. So normally I do like the heel flap and gusset is usually like a slip stitch heel. So this is, what's this one called again? It's called a, why can't I think what the name of this heel is called? Oh, let me have a little look. I've got my pattern here. It's got a proper name on it, and I can't remember because it's the first one I've done. It is, it's not a sock, it is a sock.
A sock stitch.
It is a sock stitch. It is a shadow wrap short row heel. That's what that is. It's a pain. Glenn thinks he can just interfere on my craft vlogs. So those of you that haven't seen my daily vlogs, this is my smart Alec husband who just like chips in now and again. So yeah, we just ignore him. However, you see, you can laugh and all this. He's actually asked me to make him some socks now. So you'll have to just join a queue and just be nice to me for a little while. So yeah, that's coming on beautiful. The sock yarn for this is the Yarn Smith's Merino blend. It is beautiful. It's super wash. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon, and I think it's Hazy Dreams, Hazy Days, the shade. 2G150 is the shade number, but obviously they have names. Anyway, that's where we're up to. I need to print out the Style Craft sock along for Socktober. The cast on date is today, so when I get back, we're about to go out to Carlisle today choosing bedroom furniture, so there won't be a lot of knitting, well, there won't be any knitting done through the day today. I definitely don't want to be taking my jumper in the car to knit, and the sock now I'm at the end of the toe, and then it'd be casting on and doing ribs, so I won't want to do that. And I don't really knit in the car, I haven't tried that yet, so I'll just do a bit this evening when we get back. But tonight it will probably be a case of we'll go up, we'll select the yarn that I'm going to use, and we'll get the pattern printed off and just cast on the first sock for Socktober. I was wanting to do my 52 weeks of socks for Socktober as well, so we'll see, but I don't want to get swamped with socks everywhere. We'll see how we get on. We'll maybe get these socks finished, get well on our way with the Stylecraft ones, and then we can maybe cast on the sock for Socktober out of the 52 weeks of socks as well. We shall see. But there's so many like lovely socks that are like free on Ravelry as well that I keep seeing and saving to my library. So do go check out my profile on Ravelry. The link is down below. I'm not sure if we can do a QR for it, but I'll pop a thing in here either, whether it's a screenshot of my Ravelry. But you can see things that I think that are maybe in my library or in my queue. I'm sure you can. Have a little look there, and I've saved loads. I just keep saving them and saving them, and most of them are free. But if you want me to do a video about maybe like socks I want to knit that are free on Ravelry, let me know, and I can just do a separate little video for that, or a short, or you know, a little short video or something. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking and drink my cup of tea, and then we're going to head off to Carlisle. So I'll see you all later. Morning, it's Wednesday, so I thought I'd give you a quick knitting update. So I worked on my sock last night, and I've got to the end of the toe decreases, so I literally just need to Kitchener it, and then that's sock number 1 complete. I absolutely love this yarn, and it feels really soft. So yeah, we'll get that one finished off. We can try it on, and I'll maybe just get the next sock cast on, so at least then it's on my needles. And then the next sock is kind of like, is knitted in like mirror image of it, if you like, so that then we've got like, yeah, I've not done that before, so then we've got like the cabley thing going on the outside of the other foot. So yeah, there'll be like mirror images of each other, so that's quite interesting sort of thing to do. So got that done, and then I was up really early this morning and bring it back to sleep. So I got up and made a cup of tea, and I've done a few rows of my sweater. So this is coming on well now. So this is where I've done since Monday. So considering I've been out and about and not really had much knitting time, it is working up really, really nicely. So I'm going to just keep going on with that. I'm currently at, so I need, what's it, 10.5 inches, I think, before I can move on to the next part of the pattern. So at the moment, I'm up to about just coming up for 7 inches, so 2/3 of the way there. So I'll keep going, but it's knitting up really, really quickly, and it's such a pleasure. And it's really weird because when I was doing that scarf, what was it called, the simple thing or something, like the Sophie scarf dupe, considering that was just stockinette stitch, I was really bored of it. Oh, it was garter stitch, wasn't it? But it was just knit, 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 which is all I'm doing really for this. But I was so bored with that little scarf, yet with this, I'm just loving it. So I think it really is like a state of mind, isn't it? It's just how you approach your project. You've got to enjoy knitting it. And obviously I'm loving doing this. I think just because it's like my first sweater, so I'm like really, really into it. So I'm loving it. But yeah, that's where we're up to just now. I'll pop back on later, give you an update. Oh, and obviously it's 1st of October. So everyone, if you haven't already, you best go get casting on some socks. It is now Socktober. So get knitting some socks. If you haven't knit any socks ever before, I will link the Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla sock tutorials down below. She's got a 9-inch circular, magic loop and DPNs. She's got 3 different methods for knitting a basic sock. And I think if you've never knit a sock before, that's a great starting point, because that's what I did. And then you sort of understand like the construction of a basic sock, and then you can apply that to any other sock that you knit. So yeah, I'll link those down below for you. So get casting on some socks, no excuses. And if you've made socks before but not for ages, get casting on. Let me know what socks you're knitting. I was going to be doing the Stylecraft knit along for October. I've had another look at the patterns, changed my mind because I just don't like them. One of the patterns for the knitting is knit flat, so then you've got to seam your sock up. Well, that just seems completely ridiculous to me when you can knit them in the round, so I don't want to do that. And then the other sock is where you do an afterthought heel. So basically you just knit in a big long tube, then you have to cut where your heel will go, pick up the stitches, and then knit your heel. And again, I just don't see the point. Just knit your heel whilst you need it. So I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I've decided not to take part in the Stylecraft sock along. So if you know of any other sock alongs, knit alongs that are going on for October, let me know and I'll have a little look at them. But I think I am going to do a sock from 52 Weeks of Socks, and the Facebook group for 52 Weeks of Socks has announced their new sock for October. They have like a vote on it and I can't remember what it is. So hang on, I'm just going to jump off just now. I'll be back on and I'll come back later with the book. And then I think what we'll do, we'll have a look and I'm going to get that one started as well. And then that is quite enough projects on my needles. But yeah, I really wanted to get the 52 Weeks of Socks started anyway. So we'll get on with that. Try and get this other sock finished and make some progress on my sweater. Okay, guys, happy October. Catch you all in a little bit. Right then, so I have finished the back yoke and I'm about to start shaping for the armholes, which is good. So yeah, this is going to be like the back of the neck. And then sort of coming down, you can see it's shaped there for the shoulders. This is 27 centimetres. It is rolling at the minute just because how it is, but obviously that'll all sort itself out. So yeah, I'm going to just get on to the next bit of my pattern. Morning, it's Saturday the 4th, I think it is now. So this is my final day of this week's craft vlog. So I thought I'd just bring you up to speed with where I've been. So I don't think I popped on yesterday. So we had Storm Amy land. It's still kind of blowy just now, but it was wild last night and yesterday afternoon. So I've done quite a bit of knitting as a result. Now, I have been working on my cloud sweater, as you know. And guys, I should have documented this. If I knit this again, I'm going to. But look, I have now made it onto the front yoke. So I was working on the back last time you saw me. And if you think back on Monday, I was just up to where that red, hang on. Which way was it? Yeah, where the red marker was. So I've done all of that since Monday. And then I picked up the stitches on the shoulders. I'm going to sneeze. And these are great. They're lovely, like pearl bumps. Oh, heck. There we go. And then I've worked some more short rows. And you have to work like the left shoulder and the right shoulder separate. Then you cast on some stitches for the front of the neck. And then join those. And then now I'm working down the front yoke to the point where I'll get to under the arms. And then I'll be joining and continuing in the round. So I think this bit's going to come on quite quickly. It really wasn't that bad at all. I was so worried about this. I think the confusion can be when you're quite new, a new knitter, is on the patterns. On the PetiteKnit pattern, it'll say turn, but what it actually is that's like your short row turn. So you're having to like wrap your wool around the other way just to create like a double stitch. And then knit backwards, so it's just to sort of create the extra stitches, and you kind of make like a little V section, like a wedge. But I think it's doing really, really well. I don't know what it's going to look like once it's all finished, but I don't think it's going to end up too big. It's looking all right. Obviously, it's going to block out, but kind of this is where we're looking at. I really love the colour, and now I feel like I'm actually knitting a sweater. So exciting. So yeah, I'll keep you updated with this. I wish I'd just done a little bit more kind of as I go, like little things that was like my experiences of each of the different like sections and how it was. But I think like in future jumpers, and as we do more of this is definitely something that I will share a bit more of. And maybe make some shorts and things, or not shorts to wear, reels, short videos. But yeah, that's where we're up to with that. So that's brilliant. And then I'm actually really enjoying having a sock on the go at the same time as my sweater, because I just wanted to put the sweater down and then work on something different. Oh, I'm also on my second ball of the Drops Air. I managed to work both of the shoulders on the front, and I've got this bit left over, so I thought it was a good time to start a new ball. Where did I start it? It was supposed to be about, where's all my ends? Where are all? I think it was literally just as I joined for that. Yeah, I think it was on the row where I was going to join. So that's coming on really well. Oh, another point to note is that the needle situation, because obviously I had my longest one on the back. I think that's like an 80 centimetre. And then I got my 60 centimetre to start the shoulder. But then on one side, then you rest those and then you pick up the opposite shoulder. So then you need another needle. So then I got my 40 centimetre ones, which is what I've got to do for my arm. But they're only short. But I was able to work backwards and forwards for that. And then I transferred them onto, I think, it just got really confusing. And then I've now got my 60 centimetre for my front, 80 centimetre for my back, and that's working fine. And then once I get to working around, I'll make sure that I'm working on the longest one on the 80 centimetres. But what it has made me realise is that I could do with some extra needles. And also for when you get to sort of start trying it on as well, to have like the spare cables, so you can just like lock it off without the needles on there, or extend it if you need. So I went on to, I did a bit of a search, and I found a set of the PetiteKnit Zing, which is what these are PetiteKnit Zings. So it's a PetiteKnit Zing Deluxe interchangeable needle set, and I've got them on Wool Warehouse. If you are in the NHS, if you ever work for the NHS, you can request a discount code from them, and they'll give you a discount code, which is really, really good. So I've ordered them, so they'll be coming probably next week sometime. And so it's really good. I'll pop a picture of what they look like in here. So they come in a case, and you've got a really nice mix of size needles, and you've got, I think it's a 40 centimetre cable, 60, and maybe 280s, and the ends and the pins. And yeah, it looks a nice set. So I'm really, really happy with it. And it ended up coming in, I think the actual full price of it was about £55, which is roughly what it was on Amazon as well. But obviously I've got a bit of a discount too, which is really lovely. So if you know a knit or something, this might be a nice like Christmas present for them. I would love Chowgo, is that how you say it, the Chowgo ones? But they're hundreds of pounds. And I don't feel like I'm at that stage yet with my knitting, but I feel these are going to help so much. So yeah, that's where I'm up to with this. I also started a new mohair with joining on for the front yoke. That's what I've got left with that, so I thought this might do for when I do one of my sleeves. I'll use that for then. Okay, so that's my sweater update. And then my sock, so this is the One More Step sock. So I've got on really, really well with my second sock of this. It is such a fast knit. I'm enjoying it a lot. I've literally just got, I'm about to do the heel. I'm doing 32 rows of the pattern. So literally I've got 2 more rows to do, and then I'll be doing the heel, and it is a shadow wrap heel, so I didn't want to do that last night. I thought I'll do that today when I'm awake, because it's still quite a new heel for me. But yeah, that's just coming on nice. And that's this one, the mirror images of each other, the left and the right socks. This is the right sock, so as you can see the cables are going that way. This is the left, so let me just, they should be going the opposite twists. Yes, they are twisting opposite ways, the cables, if you can see. And yeah, so it should, I'm really excited for it. It should look nice. The actual beginning of round is here. So, well, you'll see as we go where the heel comes in and things. So yeah, this should be opposite way around if I've done it properly. Hopefully I have. But yeah, I really like that little quirky feature on them. But oh, when going from knitting my sweater then to socks, the needles and the yarn feels so tiny, and I just feel like I'm like this to begin with, like, and then once I've done a couple of rounds, it feels back to normal. But it just feels so small and delicate after working with the sweater. Okay, so that is just my little update just now. I will pop on later and show you how it's going. And I need to try out my little tripod, my little neck tripod, so we can do some like overhead views of knitting. So I'll maybe just do that in. And I think there's some the short row heels on the shadow wrap, so we can maybe film a little bit of that and I can sort of show you what that is. And it's the same kind of thing as what you do for the sweater. But I'll just say, if you want to try a pattern and it looks really intimidating, from now on, I'm not going to be intimidated by any pattern, because I delayed starting this for so long, so I was so worried about it. But actually, it's been really straightforward. So yeah, there's nothing to kind of stop you from doing whatever you want. I'm just itching to do colour work next, so I really want to do something colour work. But yeah, one thing at a time. I need to finish these projects first. Still haven't touched my blanket this week, and haven't started my cross stitch either. So all those things are there in the background. I can maybe do is start my cross stitch. That's maybe something I can do when I've had enough knitting, because I certainly do get a bit of like knitting fatigue later in the night, and I don't want to keep knitting in case my tension sort of changes as I'm getting tired. Okay, I will catch you in a bit. I need to film my monthly roundup video for my crafts, so that'll be for my September wrap up, so we need to get that one done too. So I'll catch you all later. Hey lovelies. Oh, you're shaking. I've just filmed my monthly craft update. Look at the state. I've got stuff everywhere, like all over. Anyway, update is done, which is great. So I now need to go and edit that. So I've not really had any knitting time just now, but there'll be definitely something done later today. So I want to just try and get that edited, get that up, and then we'll continue on with this week's vlog. Yeah, so let me just crack on and get that done. Let me know what you're up to, and I'll catch you in a wee bit. I didn't come on last night to say thanks for watching or anything, so I'm just going to wrap up this week's vlog right now. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have taken the time to watch my craft vlogs. I really, really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed it, do give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you're working on and everything, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I will be back again next week with my next weekly vlog. So yeah, hopefully we'll see lots of progress in my sweater, hopefully finish that sock off, and maybe do a little bit on my blanket. You never know. Anyway, take care guys. Thanks again, as I said before, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.